My last name is Pfendler. It's spelled P-F-E-N-D-L-E-R. And sometimes people will say, oh, okay, so the P is silent. And I'll be like, well, yeah, I mean, unless you pronounce it. Because I like to give people the option. Because I, for one, am very adamant about enunciating the T in a tsunami. There's a tsunami of response there. When I was a kid growing up, I thought that florists were a political group that was prejudiced against the ceiling. And I also thought that for some reason HBO was unfairly imprisoned and shitty hotels were adamant about its release. Free HBO. So a little bit about me. So I'm in an exercise bike gang. Just me and a bunch of guys on house arrest. And we're called the stationary probationaries. So we don't get out much. A little bit more about me, and I'm a little conflicted on this. But my favorite food is biscuits. But my least favorite food is also biscuits. Out of all the numbers that exist on this planet, my favorite number is the number 4, because you can one-hand it without having to use your stupid thumb. Take that, evolution. But then, no, if the number 4 is standing upright, the main reason I like it is if the light hits it just right from one side behind it, it will create a shade that appears to look like the number 5. And a lot of people think this odd or weird. I say it's just good foreshadowing. Yep, that one hurts, right? Whenever I see someone sunbathing at the beach and they have their feet hidden in the sand, I can't help but think that they are mocking plants. And the beautiful process of photosynthesis. All right. The antonym of photosynthesis is cellular regeneration. So every time you recharge your phone, a plant dies. Nope, that's how I wrote that whole thing down. So take it. Are you all familiar with Robert Frost's The Road Less Traveled? I'm sure most of you are. We all went to school, right? At least middle school. For those of you who don't know, it reads, two roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. But sometimes I think it's all about the direction you're going or where you're coming from. Let's say that, for instance, he was coming from the exact opposite direction. It may have sounded something like this. Two roads merged in the wood. And so I kept walking. Down the only path available to me. I don't know, everyone else is on the same path. It's almost as if our future had already been planned out for us. So I became a little despondent, a little depressed even. And I don't know. I guess that's made all the indifference. I just hope that's originally how he wrote it, and then he tried to submit it to a publisher, and they were like, "We're not printing this. Are you being sarcastic?" And then he was like, "Fine, whatever. I'll just go home then." And then that's when he figured it out. I've been Jonathan Pfendler. Thanks, everyone.